Ever wonder why some products just click and feel totally sticky while others kind of fizzle out after you try them once? Well, it's not magic, I promise. Today, we're going to break down this science of how to turn brand new users into loyal, raving fans. We'll get into how to pinpoint your product's most critical moment and how to prioritize the fixes that actually work to build that lasting loyalty. Okay, let me ask you something. Does this sound familiar? You pour a ton of time and money into getting new users, you see this awesome spike in signups, but then a few weeks later, poof, they're gone. You are definitely not alone. This is a classic leaky bucket problem, and honestly, it's one of the biggest things that can stop a product from really growing. We're not talking about a small leak here. This is a major drain. But here's the thing. The solution is surprisingly straightforward. Research actually shows that companies who focus on delivering value before they go all in on marketing, well, they achieve 3 times higher retention. So why is that? It's because a user who gets, right away, why your product is essential for them, is just way more likely to stick around. It's a total shift in strategy. Right, so this obsession with getting new users before making sure they'll stay, that's what growth experts call the leaky bucket syndrome. It's this super common trap of focusing all your energy on filling the bucket without first checking to see if the bucket can, actually hold water. I mean, really think about it. More traffic doesn't just magically equal more growth. If your user experience has holes in it, all that extra traffic just means you'll have more people leaving. You're basically spending money to get users who are just going to churn, and that is a recipe for disaster. So, you've found the leaks. Now what? You can't fix everything at once, right? You've got limited time, limited resources, a limited team. The real question is, which fixes are going to give you the biggest bang for your buck? This is where you need a crystal clear strategy for prioritization. And that is where prioritization frameworks come in. And look, these aren't just fancy spreadsheets. Think of them as your shield against guesswork and making decisions based on emotion. They give you a structured, objective way to figure out where your team's effort is going to create the most value for your users and, of course, for your business. So 2 of the most popular frameworks out there are ICE and RICE. The ICE score is a really quick calculation. You've got potential impact, your confidence in that potential, and the ease of actually implementing it. RICE, well, it builds on that. It adds a reach, like how many people will this feature actually affect? And here's the key difference. It divides by effort, not just ease. This makes it a much more robust, data-driven tool, especially for established products that already have user data. So here's the bottom line. You got to choose the right tool for the job. If you're just testing out brand new ideas and you don't have a lot of data to go on, ICE is fantastic for that quick, gut check style of prioritization. But if you're working on a more mature product and you have real user data, ICE gives you a much more scientific way to make those big decisions. Okay, so prioritization tells us how to choose our battles. But which battle actually matters the most? Well, the single biggest leak, almost always, is when a new user fails to experience the core value of your product. And that brings us to the hunt for the aha moment. The aha moment. It's that magical point of insight. It's when a user goes from, okay, what does this thing do, to, whoa, I get it, this is awesome. And this isn't just some vague feeling. It's a real, measurable event that directly correlates with whether or not a user is going to be with you for the long haul. Think about how this plays out in the real world with apps you use every day. For a social media app, that aha is when following about 10 accounts suddenly makes your feed super interesting. For a productivity tool, it's creating and then sharing your very first document. For an e-commerce site, it's that smooth, satisfying first purchase. It's the moment the product just clicks. And here's the real kicker. This is all about speed. We call it time to value. The less time it takes for a user to get to that aha, the stickier your product becomes. Seriously, products that deliver that first hit of value in the very first session can see 25 to 40% higher retention after just 30 days. The clock is literally ticking from the moment they sign up. So how do we actually map out this journey? Well, we use what's called an activation funnel. It kicks off with a sign up, moves through onboarding, and then leads to a user taking that first critical action. Every single step is a potential place for them to drop off, but the goal is always the same. Get the user to that final stage where they get the value and have that aha moment. Unfortunately, there are just so many places for users to fall out of that funnel. A sign-up form that asks for your life story, a confusing onboarding that feels like homework, or an interface where it's just not obvious what you're supposed to do next. These are the friction points that stop users from ever reaching their aha moment. This is where it all comes together.
Your goal isn't just to get signups. Your goal is to get users through the funnel to that moment of activation as quickly and as smoothly as you possibly can. Because in the world of product growth, activation isn't just another metric, it's survival.
This quote just sums it up perfectly. Reach gets people in the door, but activation is what convinces them to stay. It's what turns a curious visitor into a committed user. Without it, all your growth is basically built on sand.
So the key takeaway is this. Use a smart prioritization framework like ICE or RICE to systematically find and destroy the friction in your activation funnel. Your entire focus, your whole mission, should be on discovering your product's unique aha moment, and then redesigning your entire user experience to deliver it fast.
And that leaves us with one final and really crucial question. It's not about what you think is valuable about your product. It's about what your users actually experience as valuable. So, do you know, with actual data, the exact moment your product clicks for a new user? What is your product's aha moment?